Grace Marks, she was a serving maid. Her age was 16 years. McDermott was a stable hand. They worked at Thomas Kinnear's. Now Thomas Kinnear was a gentleman, and a life of ease led he, and he did love his housekeeper, called Nancy Montgomery. "Oh, Nancy dear, do not despair. To town I now must go, to bring some money home for you, from the bank in Toronto. Oh, Nancy's no well-born lady. Oh, Nancy, she is no queen, and yet she goes in satin and silk, the finest was ever seen. Oh, Nancy's no well-born lady, yet she treats me like a slave. She works me so hard from dawn to dark, she'll work me into my grave." Now Grace she loved good Thomas Kinnear, McDermott he loved Grace, and 'twas these loves as I do tell that brought them to disgrace. Oh, Grace believes to be my own true love, oh no, it cannot be, unless you kill for my dear sake Nancy Montgomery. He struck a blow all with his axe on the head of Nancy fair. He dragged her to the cellar door and threw her down the stairs. "Oh, spare my life, McDermott, oh, spare my life," said she. "Oh, spare my life, Grace Marks," she said, "and I'll give you my dresses 3. Oh, 'tis not for my own sake, nor yet my babe unborn, but for my true love, Thomas Kinnear, I'd live to see them mourn." McDermott hung her by the hair and Grace Marks by the head, and these two monstrous criminals, they strangled her till dead. "What have I done? My soul is lost, and for my life I fear. Then to save ourselves when he returns, we must murder Thomas Kinnear. Oh no, I beg not so, I plead for his life full sore. No, he must die, for you have sworn you'd be my paramour." Now Thomas Kinnear came riding home, and on the kitchen floor McDermott shot him through the heart, and he weltered in his gore. The peddler came up to the house. "Will you buy a dress of me?" "Oh, go away, Mr. Peddler, I've dresses enough for 3. The butcher came up to the house. He came there every week. "Oh, go away, Mr. Butcher, we've got enough fresh meat." They robbed Kinnear of his silver. They robbed him of his gold. They stole his horse and wagon. Into Toronto they rode. All in the middle of the night to Toronto they did flee, then across the lake to the United States, thinking they would escape free. She took McDermott by the hand, as bold could be, and stopped at the Lewiston Hotel under the name of Mary Whitney. The corpses were found in the cellar. Her face it was all black, and she was under the wash tub, and he was laid out on his back. The bailiff Kingsmill in pursuit a charter he did take, which sailed as fast as it could go to Lewiston across the lake. They had not been in bed for 6 hours or maybe more, when to the Lewiston Hotel he came and knocked upon the door. "Oh, who is there?" said Grace so fair. "What business have you with me?" "Oh, you have murdered good Thomas Kinnear and Nancy Montgomery." Grace Marks she stood up in the dock, and she denied it all. "I did not see her strangled. I did not hear him fall. He forced me to accompany him. He said if I did tell, that with one shot of his trusty gun he'd send me straight to hell." McDermott stood up in the dock. "I did not do it alone, but for the sake of her person fair, Grace Marks she led me on." Young Jamie Walsh stood up in court. The truth he swore to tell. Oh, Grace is wearing Nancy's dress, and Nancy's bonnet as well. McDermott by the neck they hanged upon the gallows high, and Grace in prison drear they cast, where she must pine and sigh. But all her weary life Grace Marks must in prison locked up be, because of her foul sin and crime in the Kingston Penitentiary. But if Grace Marks repent at last, and for her sins atone, then when she comes to die she'll stand at her Redeemer's throne. At her Redeemer's throne she'll stand, and she'll be cured of woe, and he her bloodied hands will wash, and she'll be white as snow. And she will be as white as snow, and into heaven will pass, and she will dwell in paradise at last.